Very good. Well, again, thank you for showing up and get this meeting out of the way. Appreciate it. It's very hard to reschedule. I know your busy schedule. So
Yeah,
I prefer to get out of the way. I understand.
You're right. I'm leaving town too for
Yes.
days,
So thing going on with the fall festival going on. But let's go right into the, do we have a quorum? And at this time, we do have a quorum. And first item on the agenda would be approval of the minutes, the August 29th meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion?
I read the meeting minutes last Thursday and I thought they looked good, so.
You approve? Is there a
Yes,
second?
that's a second.
All those in favor, say aye. Great, minutes approved. Okay, we're gonna go right into the item that would be. Doug, would you start off at this point, your presentation? Would you?
Yes, sir. Good morning again, everybody. I will just go straight from my notes, and I didn't get them to share until this morning, but below, so basically the first one you're going to read, and it's going to have to do with the things that are at the bottom there, Sharon. So why don't you go ahead and put them down, the keep going, yeah, right there, keep going a little bit more. So this one you've seen before, which again I'm very excited about. I understand you don't really know the scope of what all this reaches, but I mean this really reaches a lot of people. So the first one here is the one we've seen before. Actually, when I left last time, they put one out. I never know when we're going to get Sky Valley as the sponsor of this newsletter until probably the day before or whatever. So so that again, so we did that 2 weeks in a row back at the end of August, 1st September. And if Sharon, if you'll scroll on down a little bit, then here's the actual newsletter that just came out last week. Go ahead and go on down a little further. So here is an actual story, okay, that is the very top lead story. So we will get these, and you can go on down, share, go on down and click on the link there where it says Sky Valley, Georgia. And they will be able to click that on, and then here you go. Here's the actual story that will be in the newsletter. So you start off with a few lines and then you go right into this story, and you can read it later. You don't have to do whatever now. But this is extremely good. Not only is this the you know, great place in terms of sponsor, but here is a wonderful story that will be in the newsletter, and this will also be on his website forever, okay, however long the website stays up. So we'll probably be able to do one, like I said, one of these maybe every 2 to 3 months, for sure every quarter. Certainly different story every time, different pictures, but we'll continue to do the sponsorship probably a couple of times a month. So this is just Alan Daugherty, who has been there. It really loves Sky Valley, and he will help do quite a bit of things for us and has. So it's easier for me to be able to talk to these guys and see what we can do. And again, remember, all this is through my connection, so there's no cost in terms of money. I'm not paying anything. These guys is just working with me on things that I can do for them and they can do for me and that type of stuff. So it's very valuable, but this goes out to about 75,000 people every week. And it's just different areas, different places, different clientele, could be companies, could be other media people, I mean, he's not sending it to Hawaii. So anyway, so very, very excited about this partnership. And I'll continue to just show you these things so you understand what we're doing and little things. So like I've told you before, sometimes we get a lot of stuff in a 6 to 8 week, period. Sometimes it's not as much, but we try to stay on top of it and work weeks out to get that. So you can go back now, Sharon. Thank you. We still feel like working with the Georgia State Golf Association is a very valuable product that we're continuing to nurture. As you know, we've had a couple of events over the last couple of years and had the one this summer and having the ladies event next month. And so my contact there, Jeff Aegis, wants to continue to do something at Sky Valley. So right now he is looking at a couple of things in 2025, not sure what or when yet. But he did mention to me when we talked on the phone the other day that he'd like for me to come in and sit down and talk to him about, the year continuing progressing on in the future. And so, and again, what does this do again? It just gets our name out to people because they do an excellent job of promoting their events to tens of thousands of people who are their members all year long. So this just promotes Sky Valley in ways that people, don't understand. Whether you get 18 people or 75 people, this is something that goes on all year. So people will say, okay, when's the women's championship or whatever the program may be. And they say, okay, it's Sky Valley. Well, I don't know anything about Sky Valley. Let me look it up and go from there. So this is it's more than just coming up for a few days. So this is something that we have to stay on top of, which is my job. So again, he's very excited about Sky Valley and wants to continue doing what we can. So I'm very excited about that. I did ask him because sometimes you're not sure if these associations are teamed up with any kind of company. So I did ask him if they had a golf ball company agreement. He said they did not. I asked him if it was okay if I talked to Bridgestone about doing some events with them, mainly just to grow the relationship. So if I can do something for him, he's going to do something for me, thus you. Later, as the end of the year progresses, I will talk to the director of marketing for Bridgestone about this opportunity and see what it entails. And go from there. So that's a big deal, especially having the relationship I have with Bridgestone. Number 3 there, based on what we started doing with and what we did last month with Nelson at WSB, I decided to take it a little further and just see what I could do with WSB. And they were very excited about just the phone call. We talked for an hour over the phone about the possibilities of doing all kinds of things. They invited me into their office studios there in Midtown. I hadn't been down there since I did my radio show years ago from there. But they were very excited. They are thinking about doing a streaming TV show on tourism. And so we talked about all my experience and connections and what we can do. And they are very excited about the possibility. Certainly, I've already been told they want to work with me. And so I don't have a clue which way they're going. But again, this is just another avenue of a major station in Georgia that does all kind of things, you know, from radio to social media to TV, gosh, many more things. So I will keep you posted on those details. So the connection again is what I'm trying to do. And it seems to be doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to help the county there so they could help you. And that's what our message is going out there now, to let people know about Rayburn County and what all there is to do. And oh, by the way, you have wonderful Sky Valley right there. And then working on a fall calendar with media partners, as I kind of mentioned to you, keeping up the connections, letting these guys that I work with, ladies as well, know that, you know, we want to keep in the forefront. So you have to kind of get in there. Like I said, you've seen they've done social media stuff. They do stuff without even telling me, just because we try to keep, you know, do stuff for them. So they say, okay, Doug's going to do something for me, so we want to do something for Doug, i.e. Sky Valley. And so that's what we're trying to do. I get offers a lot, so I got to make sure I space it out. I don't want everything to come in the summertime. I don't want it to all come in the wintertime, so we have to space it. So it's a good connection with the media partners. So it's just trying to keep. I really tried to I wanted to get another media person up there this fall, but it just don't think it's going to work out. And so we will continue to progress towards January when I go down to the PGA show and talk to these guys in person and see if we can get some new people up to see Sky Valley and go from there. And last one there is we will start to be promoting with all the things that we do, mostly on social media, about the fall festival. If we can continue to grow that, that would be fantastic. So there you go.
Hey, Doug, thank you.
You're welcome, Harry.
Yeah, one question I have, you were talking last meeting about additional media people possibly visiting this year. Any developments on that at all, Doug?
Now, that's what I was just saying. It's probably nothing gonna happen. This stuff, because here's the deal with media people. I try to get them when they're not gonna just leave South Florida or Michigan or whatever, and they got to spend a lot of money. Even though they're going towards Florida, they're going towards Michigan or whatever. I try to let them know if they can tell me when they're going to be, you know, around the state, around the Southeast. Most of these people want to come to different places. They don't have a problem spending their own money if we can help them out with like what we've done in the past there with rooms and food and certainly golf or whatever. But it's just sometimes it's just a little harder than you want to, because I'm not just getting John Doe from the local paper, you know, down the street. So we want to get people who are going to, you know, have a big outreach and do a lot of good. And certainly if we're going to spend our money or your money or who's their money, we want to make sure that, you know, we continue to get this great story that I've told y'all, that everybody says how much they love Sky Valley and the people there. And so that just goes into the future of what people want and see, and will continue to do stuff and let people know. So it's not just as easy as say, hey, come on, John, let's go up here and, you know, I'll take you to Sky Valley. It just, because I don't want to have to pay for them. Now, sometimes I have to pay. Like the couple came up there a couple of years ago. You know, I had to pay them so much money to come and do the stuff. but they did a ton of stuff, and so that's part of it. So I wouldn't go back and ask you unless there's some kind of wonderful thing that we can do that's gonna cost a little extra money. I wouldn't ask you for that kind of money. So that's what you pay me to do and go from there. But we will get some people scheduled for next year that will be different and far reaching and go from there. So
Very good. Well, I agree. Terrific. So in terms of planning this year, we're fine, and look at it next year. Totally agree with the impact of what they've had.
yeah, I've
So
told
thanks.
you, that's the biggest marketing thing you will ever do. Will be actually get somebody there who they can see it, talk to you, touch it, feel it, as I call it. And then they go back with their memories and this was great, and hearing the church bells chime every 30, whatever it may be, that they've just absolutely loved it. So that is more valuable than anything. And for 90% of this, it's just not costing. I mean, those 4 guys that came up, I guess first to last year, I guess it was, or was it 2 years ago? Yeah, I had to pay a little bit, but I mean, that was 4 guys that was just fantastic. So we've still got some good connections with them. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to just have them go home and do one thing. We want them to continue to do stuff for us. So anyway.
Doug, you're doing great, Doug. It pains me that you had to spend a little money, but you're doing great.
Well, thanks, Harry. And I could tell you more about it later, but sometimes you got to know who these people are. And some of these people, they realize that their signature, their article, their whatever is worth money. So
That's great. I'm with you.
So I have to find those people who can do a lot for us. That's not going to cost a lot of money, that don't live out in Wisconsin.
Centers of influence.
There you go. That's kind of going to do a lot for us, but not cost a lot of money. So I think, trust me, I think we've done with who we've had up there and who I've got still in the back of my head. I think we've hit a home run. So.
Very good, Doug. Thank you, Doug.
Wow, yes. Let me reiterate the same thing. Thank you, Doug.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all
Thank you,
for the
Doug.
opportunity. Thank you, Jack. Thank y'all for the opportunity to be able to do this every month.
Okay, the next item would be for Ford Raven marketing board meeting. Any updates on that?
Yeah, we met on Tuesday, September 10th, and the main focus was the ongoing media campaigns that we have now and making sure the 2024 budget is spent correctly and most ambitiously for us. CJ is going to be contacting me soon about banner ads that will be during the playoff season of football for Raven County. And the banner ads will be strictly Scott Valley. When they click on, it'll go to us, not Forward Raven. So that's good.
Cool.
And the Welcome to Raven County Travel Guides it's live right now online, and the print copies will come out probably next week.
Very good. Thank you. The other next item would be the Raven County Comprehensive Plan Survey update. I know maybe you can give us update on that. Do you know what's happening at this point? Is it completed or has it been set
It's
up?
not gonna be completed until the end of the month,
Okay,
so we can definitely plan for either November, December, or whatever y'all think. If we want to start in January, it doesn't matter to me.
with that out of the way, then we were gonna do the survey, remember the POA
Right.
survey? So that, I brought it up, so we'll look at that. Okay, good. So the POA survey, we'll send that out, and we're working on that. We'll delay that until the comprehensive plan is complete.
Yeah,
Any
go ahead.
comments on that at all, or not? Okay. Oh, were you,
Just so disappointed with the comprehensive plan process. It's just,
Okay, I put it out. Thank you.
if you get some survey information.
yes, yes. Okay, the other item would be, visitor fact sheet, you want to go into this visitor fact sheet?
I added the information in the back 2 pages about these schools.
Yes,
And I wanted y'all to see if you preferred the one with the logos or the building pictures.
Okay. And Sharon, I've got a rough draft of
Oh,
the paragraph we talked about last month, but I haven't been able to type it up and
okay.
edit it.
if we look at it, see, Jim, I have some comments you want to add? Is that what we're gonna put it on site?
I'm trying.
Okay, great, thank you, great.
Good thing that meeting age came in.
That what?
Oh, I like it, age,
The meeting age.
Oh.
okay. Okay. What town is it, I said, what town do I love this, what town is Georgia High, has the highest elevation? Huh? That's really good.
Valley floor. I get this.
History stayed the same, geography and climate.
Square miles.
Education.
Looks good, Sharon.
There's the one with the, this is the page with all the schools. It's towards that.
Just went through here.
And then there's the page when I actually put the buildings.
Sharon, the weather highlights average year-round temperature range from 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Is that a high for the day?
Where are you at? Weather? Oh,
Page 2, weather highlights,
And so,
under geography and climate.
oh, okay.
yeah, from 60 to 85. Oh,
I,
yeah.
I understand 85 is the summer.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, I don't remember. I'll look it up because I thought they said the average temperature period was like 72. But I'll go back and look for the average
Yeah,
load.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's
I bet you're
gonna
right.
be a little cooler than that.
I bet.
I mean, I tell people that, you know, on most winter days, in the afternoon, it'll get up over 50, but
Yeah. Okay, I'll double check that for sure.
The average 6 inches of snow, okay.
It's an average.
That's an average, yeah, I always thought that's interesting, yeah. I always thought I've heard at times of rain that we were some tropical forest and we go up to 100 inches.
We
Is
are.
Is that, so 73 inches, is that
yeah.
above average or?
No, that's huge. That's large.
That's
Yeah.
large compared to the state.
That's where good old moss and lichens and stuff growing on the
Yes,
trees.
right. So typically, what is an average, 50 inches in Georgia?
I don't know Georgia, but I know in Texas it was under 40.
This is really good stuff. You see. Of course. So we have your single family homes, 363, that always comes up, well, how many homes do we have here? Condos, 105, timeshares. Timeshare unit 73.
Nice shot of the golf course, Sharon.
No, thank you.
Pictures were taken.
I'd like to mention a little Estatoa.
Oh, okay. Under waterfall.
Like the education, Benton County Public Schools, because that was added.
All of that was added about
Yes,
schools.
yes. Education, oh, wow.
Some great details in here. Yes.
What do you think? Looking at it, anything to add, change on it, Bruce?
Looks good to me.
Yeah.
No, looks good.
Do you prefer the page about education with those, like their icons or their buildings?
I like to see buildings because that kind of previews what they will be looking at as far as how the buildings and the property looks.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you could do the logo on it, and somebody there interested, they could go on that website.
I do like the building myself, any comments on it? With the education options?
Especially like the Raven Gap School, because it's the closest one to us. and It's also the
Yes.
nicest looking.
So the two of the education options, which one do you prefer, the different buildings versus?
I like the building.
Jack, do you have an opinion?
No,
I don't, let's see. You know, I like having the logos of all the schools, so I'm a little. They're just a little different. Okay, well, you guys.
Jordan? Be the tiebreaker.
And the type.
Jack didn't have an
Jack,
opinion.
I'm not even supposed to vote on this vote, so I'm gonna have you guys.
Harry, do you like it with the building
Harry?
showing or the icons?
The education options of the
I think
the logos versus the buildings, either one,
Yeah.
both of them are good,
It's a
so.
hard.
Yes, I like-
Yes.
That's a yes for me.
For the buildings?
a yes for Jack.
What did Harry say, I'm sorry?
Yes, and so did Jack, but for the buildings, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Keep the buildings.
Jack?
Yes,
Both said yes.
Yes. So at this point, and this is a document that I think will changing, at this point, it can change, so. This is not permanent, but I think it's going to go along with any additions, corrections.
I've got an addition at home, but it's.
Remember, we wanted to add something about the nature part of it and all
Shall we
the
delay?
ecosystems we have growing.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. Okay, close the business tomorrow.
It's not terribly long, is it?
No, it's one paragraph.
There's no rush to have to finish it, so let's just, look at it for the next meeting, okay? This is really nice what you've done, or additional changes that you want to do at this time. Great, yeah, so we'll do it the next meeting.
And you can feel free to add it, because I have a feeling it's in there as well as I might want it to be.
Very good. Sharon, excellent job, as usual, it was terrific. Anything else you might add, we'll do it at the next meeting. Okay, so at this point, when no decision is made, we'll add on, Jim will add on his comments, and we'll be able to address it at the next meeting. Good. Next item, stay in place, all inquiries, Ryan is not here, and the other one be the third GSGA World Club Championship. I guess at this point, that's October the 28th.
I have all the things for the bags, I'll get
Okay.
them built, and then he said bring them to him. Doug, what about the golf balls? Are they coming to me, or so I can add them to the bags?
That you or Ryan.
I think it might be easier if they could come here, if possible, just so I can put them in, and that way they just have to set them on the seats of the golf cart.
That's That is totally fine. I think we're still waiting on how many people?
Yeah, he said between 30 and 60, but I've prepared 40 goodie bags.
30 and 60, okay, great. So Sharon has sent everything on it,
Great.
right?
And it's what, 28th, 29th, something like that?
29.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. We'll get them there.
Ryan did report at our board meeting, things were moving forward, and he seemed relatively pleased with how things were coming into place in terms of the degree of participation and coordination.
Good.
Good, very good. Thank you. Okay, we're on the next item of discussion, the timeshare of the Sky Valley discussion. This was essentially just an open discussion we had last time about timeshares, and at the last meeting, they showed some interest of becoming part of the marketing efforts, which was great. I know they're busy this morning. Just a general discussion, comments about it. In terms of the timeshare, of course, it would be wonderful to join us. One of the big issues here in Sky Valley is rentals. And I wanted to share with Mr. Ryan his comments of what are golfers looking for in terms of accommodations? And what are a typical visitor here and case here for the timeshare? Are the timeshares, are the two matching up in terms of the needs of the golfers and the needs of possibly visitors that come here that are non-golfers? So,
I think
discussion.
one thing and Ryan had mentioned was that the golfers were sometimes looking for larger houses.
Yes,
But one good point of the timeshares is if they have a building unit available, that they might have 10 individual units within that, so people could still stay in close proximity.
I think they've also got the advantage of being right on the golf course, which, you know, how simple does that make it for people coming in for the first time?
in terms of the overall, is the accommodations, in terms of the timeshares, does it meet the expectations of people in terms of updated units? I know in that case, some people have different expectations. Sometimes campers don't have it, sometimes other people have other expectations of what amenities are part of the timeshare. Any discussion on that?
And I can talk to timeshare organizations that, you know, you buy a time slot, but not in a particular unit, that the particular unit they will assign you when they get there.
Right,
And that gives them a lot more float
right,
to do things like we're talking about.
right,
So
right.
hopefully they'll figure that out.
I think they're working to update, the things, but I don't believe any or all of the units are nearly updated.
I know, as a general discussion, they'll really have something going on here, and we have people here, your promoting something that's really, it's if people want it, and that they don't have it, we don't want the disappointments either. We want to make sure that the people that we're bringing in, from our efforts, our marketing efforts, are meeting their expectations. And it very well might, I'm not saying it will, but I don't want it to be the opposite, that, the review would come on and say, gee, everything was wonderful, but
It's gonna
maybe the housing could have been better.
it's gonna be a multi-year project.
Yes. Bruce, any comments on that at all?
Well, I was very concerned
Yes,
about, as far as I'm looking at the club, if they use them as a resource because of who knows what those properties look like.
Yeah.
And where they'll go. And, somebody said something about cutting the shag carpet. It's in there, and it's just, if they have something that is updated and looks well, then, but there are a lot of them that were just one bedroom units that they were talking about, so. I think that they can have it as an option, the club, I don't know, Jack, what's your opinion?
I'm having some difficulty. Could you repeat the question for me, please?
the question is, Jack, we have an area where, we're promoting, in terms of housing, and the housing, what are the expectations of the people we go out in terms of housing in Sky Valley? Are they looking, say, the typical golfer, the golfer looking for updated amenities, and so forth? Or in the case here, with the timeshares or anything else, would they provide that? Or would we have, in this case, that's just a discussion, with the timeshare units up to the amenities that, typically golfers want. And they, wherever it might be, that's just an open discussion. We don't want to have it. We know a lot of the short-term rentals are, the short-term rentals, a lot of them updated the units, and people are very happy with that. So just in terms of general discussion with the timeshare people.
Mhm. The only thing I'm aware of is that, and we just recently completed a survey, is that there's a lot of people who live in Sky Valley and who are members of the club, and of course have reciprocal rights to use the timeshare amenity facilities, particularly with respect to the weight room, or I call it the weight room, or recreational room with treadmills, et cetera, and that sort of thing, that they really did not feel like they were up to par and being well maintained. So I think there's a lot of sentiment in Sky Valley that I'm familiar with that would like to see nicer facilities. And that's about the only thing I'm familiar with. And that was evident in the survey that we recently completed.
Good. Any other questions? Again.
Facility's old, and it's a little out of date. I mean, the club doesn't have any place to put a swimming pool, I don't think. So we're stuck with a 1970s pool, which, is fine for what it is, and a lot of the weekly visitors come in, but, Sky Valley residents get tired of it, and they've got someday they will get a new pool.
Well, the pool is in better shape, I mean, as far as people enjoying it, than the weight room and other
It's,
options. Yeah.
just the chain link fence and that stuff, and, I remember when they started adding the umbrellas, that was
It's
a
nice
nice amenity for a while, so.
I just think it is some issues that probably should be addressed, and we're discussing it this time as an open discussion. We think the road, Sky Valley, in terms of really going in the direction we wanted. I mean, all the publicity that I was doing, it really is.
I mean, some people say that, well, Sky Valley's been here for 40 or 50 years, and so it's like some of the housing is dated. Well, we've taken care of that, and it was individuals that were able to make it happen.
Yes.
Because they were gonna be the major beneficiaries of
Yes.
it. When you got a big organization like the timeshares, it's almost too big for, the kind of volunteer, well, I don't know, they just have problems getting stuff done, I think.
I know they're putting on new roofs right now, a building at a time. I don't know how long that will take, but that's a step in the right direction, and they're updating, like painting the parking lots, with the stripes, and just making things safer and look better. But I don't believe they tackle the inside of the units yet, or at least not all of it.
Let me throw in one thing, please. Are y'all familiar with David Dorr, Dr. Dorr in the community?
Yeah, I know David. I play golf with him some and know him quite well.
Yeah, David owns a number of Planet Fitnesses, and they may have some equipment that we could coordinate to acquire or to update that the fitness center. That could be kind of an outside the box thought. I'll talk to Dave about it and see if that's something that's feasible.
I think that would be very good because, yeah, David might be able to really help out there. I didn't hear too much about the pool as much as I did the fitness center
Okay.
in the surveys.
Yes. Good, very good. An open discussion, we'll have it at the next, I don't think this is ending, but an open I think it's something should be partly discussed and being part of.
My inner hope is that as they reorganize the timeshare, they will decide to go with fewer units, and therefore some of the others will become available and possibly could be concentrated in one or two buildings, which would create an opportunity for somebody else with the capital and the organizational ability to just redo it all at once, which would be the cheapest way to do it.
Okay.
And, create some really nice short-term facilities that we could give the first priority to the golf events coming in.
Yes. Very good. Thank you for that comment.
We don't have any say in it.
Yes, just discussion on it, yes. Okay, next item would be the website update. Sharon, I know you've been, maybe just briefly talk about what's been happening.
Sure, been adding events, updating things that are coming our way, both in our community and our surrounding areas. Trying to publicize the things we have for sale for like Sky Valley memorabilia. And as Christmas is coming, we're getting new things, so we just want to make sure we keep putting it out there so people remember Sky Valley or have nice Sky Valley things in their homes.
Any comments on that, Sharon? This is.
I think she does a great job.
Keep up the good work, man. That's,
You remember just a few years ago.
I see a variety of
Yes.
changes.
Updates.
Yeah.
Super job.
Yes. Okay, Sky Visitor Center, anything that, now Jason's not here, anything to update at all?
Well, people have been coming in more for hiking and for Fall Fest shirts, they're coming in. And normally when people come in for a restroom, they do take advantage of looking at the kiosk and picking up pamphlets of things going on. So we still have people, it's not as crowded as it was, in July and August. But it'll pick up, I think, for October, and everything seems to be going well.
Okay.
That's a nicely designed shirt, too, by the way.
Yes. I haven't seen it yet, is it?
We got them, we got your size.
Okay. Okay, right.
We got you set.
See, we got stuff down the sleeve,
Yes,
front, back, it's nice.
Yeah.
very good, and it's black, with the black and,
Uh-huh.
so are they officially for sale now, or what?
Yes.
Okay, they are. I'll pick them up. Good, very good. We're gonna talk about Fall Festival, that's when we're gonna have a meeting. Just anything, I know Jason involved, anything to add on it, then we'll get to the good deal.
Just coming from the meeting of last week, we have 25 vendor spots so far.
Okay,
As I said, the shirts are for sale, they'll be for sale at the festival if we have some left over.
Okay.
Supplies have been ordered for the pumpkin painting, directional signage and handheld maps and programs are being made right now.
okay,
Wow.
Grace is gonna hand out some of the maps and pamphlets at car show side, and I'll hand out at vendor side.
okay. Any questions, Robert, I think providing the weather will be fine, we should be all,
Yes,
we're all
that'd be
set, great. Next item would be, I guess, the hay bale entry, and I know we talk about that every year, marketing could be happen. Have you had an idea about maybe the theme we might have, or idea specifically how to decorate it? I know everyone just. I have an idea, so.
Oh, good.
Sure. I did, we had a dinner meeting of all things we're talking about, the group attending ideas on it, and so they decided to go to one of the apps called artificial intelligence. just throw it out there, it'll be interesting what they had to say. Do you mind if I wrote some of it down here, and Gail will put it down. I thought it was interesting. Let me see here. Okay. So what it says here, again, this is coming from Daisy, all the things they had to say. Hay Declaration for Sky Valley, Georgia, about creating a Sky Valley Mountain Adventure theme. Here are some details. This is coming from the reaction. Concept: capture the essence of Sky Valley natural beauty by turning your hay bales into a whimsical mountain scene. The display can highlight outdoor activities like hiking, wildlife, watching, and enjoying the fall foliage. Specific ideas: stack hay bales. Stack hay bales in a pyramid or step arrangement to create a mountain backdrop. Paint or drape the top with green or white fabrics to represent grass or snow-capped peaks. Trail scene: create a winding trail with a path of mulch, pebbles, or straw leading up to the hay bale mountains. Add small signs along the path and names of local hiking trails and landmarks. I'm thinking of this.
Yeah, those head signs, yeah.
Butt balls, thing to do that. Pretty creative. Wildflower figures use small hay bales or craft materials to create animals that are native to Sky Valley, such as deer, bears, or birds. Position them around the mountains to give them a sense of life and movement. Hikers and campers dress scarecrows in hiking gear, complete with backpacks, walking sticks, and hats. Place them on the trail all around the campfire or a small ring of stones with orange and red fabric for flames. Fall foliage. Surround the display with autumn leaf pumpkins. Sky Valley sign. Add a large sign in front of display that reads Sky Valley Mountain Adventure or Explore Sky Valley this fall to welcome visitors to tie into the local theme. Lighting. Consider adding soft LED lights to the trail for animals. This decoration should celebrate the natural beauty of Sky Valley and encourage visitors to explore and appreciate the area during the fall season.
That's quite adventurous.
There's a scale elements in this scheme too, but,
Yeah, skiing, yes, we get acting, but how to do it and so forth. But,
yeah.
What do you think, Ken?
I think of maybe putting up possibly three bales and paint it green and maybe have a trail going up. And on the top have Raven Gap, possibly a little sign, Raven Gap, and then maybe mud down on one side, mud balls, I don't know. Yeah, maybe little signs, yes, any ideas or?
If you need it as a prop for outdoor adventures,
Yes.
I've got my whitewater kayak that I could lend for
I love
a
that.
couple of weeks.
So put it together, I'm open, or we'll try to put something together.
I've also got a big collection of hiking staffs, sticks that I've
Okay.
picked up over the years.
So of course, I look at the chapel and what they, because I'm on all these committees.
Yes, right.
So I'm out of ideas, but.
I thought I was too.
But, we consider whether we're gonna look at mountains, I hope, how to use our logo. But we had a great one last year, but,
The record.
the record.
Yes.
got destroyed. So it's like, oh, well, we've got to come up with something different, so, and the chapel, I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but it's like I said, you just have to try to be creative, right, these things, and it's, the ideas, what you said, the hiking trail, just
Outdoor adventure.
outdoor
I
adventure.
tell you, I was thinking, being in marketing, probably should have something promoted here, it should be marketing idea, but yeah, trying to put it together. Unless you have something else, we can slap something together.
That's a lot of slapping, a lot of details. I have no artistic ability. Monica did ours here and then Summer's doing it here.
Maybe we paint a mountain on the hay bale and then
Yes.
have some sort of banner that says Mountain Adventure.
Last year, we had Diane Hill, she spent hours and hours, she painted over that, we put that, just hours and hours painting it, and then decorations, showing the waterfall and so forth.
Where is she this year?
This year, she said she was bowing out of it, she will help out, but she put a lot of time in it, a lot of do it.
So can we get both a mountain and a waterfall on a hay bale?
Yeah. So the idea, similar, we'll put something together, unless you have some other ideas at work, is this, we try to. The idea of, you know, a trail, and is it AI was talking about, or something similar to it?
Did we have a stuffed figure left over from one year?
If we do, I'm not sure it's that. I'm not
Because
sure.
if it would sit up in a kayak, you know, maybe we just have the waterfall and
Okay,
I don't know.
Well, it's a great idea, but it's just a
you
lot. to
try-
put
just a lot.
together. Yeah, so
Yeah.
what if we just focused on one area?
Yeah.
What would that? And then it was, I think with the kayak, however it's painted, if we could paint on the hay bale, like the waterfalls, and have maybe one of those smaller hay bales where it's, your kayak is standing up on it a little bit. For the front end or front end.
so, okay, instead of having a trail, having a river or whatever stream going down, and then some of the kayak there,
We could,
and then,
maybe we could elevate one end of the square.
Yeah.
Bale to give it a little down slope.
okay. So the theme would be, in this case here, kayak.
Are you good with that?
I'm good with it, yeah.
Nobody else is gonna.
If you got a, if there's something, yes, right. If you have something, I know, as you said, it's always a challenge trying to come up with something new, creative, something people haven't seen before.
How big is the kayak though?
It's 8 feet and a few inches.
Is it going to make our river hay bale pale in comparison to the size?
Be nicer if we had a smaller one, but
Yeah, we don't.
I don't know.
No, no. We'll look at that.
Just
I'll put together with several in our community, ask them what their ideas on it, but the thing would be the kayak, and we'll try to put something together.
An outdoor adventure has so many aspects to it.
Yeah.
Maybe we hang up a bunch of hiking shoes.
Okay,
I think we've done that before.
hiking shoes, fishing, I have,
Oh, yeah.
I have fly fishing, I have old waders we could put on, we have mannequin. And of course, we have the golf, we could always have the golfers here, we have that, but
Yeah,
fishing gear, I have that. I mean, it'd be a combination of things.
yeah.
Maybe outdoor adventure, try to put 2 or 3 things
Yeah.
together.
Fishing and kayaking go together pretty well.
Yeah,
Are you thinking one bale or multiple?
whatever, I'm not.
Well, next week they're gonna be put out, and we need to know what color.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking 3.
3 bales
3, last year we had 3,
up,
and put up, yeah,
like a pyramid,
pyramid,
and what color?
green. Painted green,
Dark green, just.
yes, dark green, that's what we did last year. And possibly the 3 could come back and the stream going down, and we'll work that out.
Are you having them stand up, or are you having them round out?
I would have them, stand around, let me see this way. The base, I guess the hay bale base that's still on top of each other, 2 and 1, so it'd be a pyramid.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it?
Yeah.
Like this, or is it like this?
It would be like this, because they're round, yes, yeah.
So facing that way.
It would face it, the actual it's like this, they're run like this, right? Yeah, and they would face like this and this. The round one, this would be, yeah, that would be better facing us. Then you can put things on against the surface would be flat facing the street.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Yeah, great. I can do this 2 times, yeah. And maybe get 4 of those, I have no idea. But let's start out 3 and read. Good. You have some creative ideas here. Now to put it together. So outdoor adventure, right?
I like it.
You like it?
It still needs a creative genius to work on it.
Yeah.
Well, if you could have one thing, where-
I'm not that person. I'm a worker. One of the.
I am not, definitely
Yeah,
not
right.
that person.
Yeah.
one of them could be, I mean, if you were just doing fishing, you could have the pole somehow
That's
propped
right.
up. And the line, you can make it like bigger, you know,
Mhm.
something to see, and then if it was just a, what do y'all catch here? Fly fishing,
Trout, not
trout, if you had a
Yeah.
big beautiful trout, but I mean, I have no skill.
Mhm.
But, I mean, it's an option, if you're doing 3 different things, if you have the fishing equipment, but golf and canoeing and kayaking, all
Mhm.
hiking, they're all good,
Okay.
so, good luck.
Yeah. So I'll put on a hiking, that's, they're gonna take the hiking,
Hiking
with the
should be good.
kayaking, fishing. Maybe we have.
Yeah, hiking, kayaking, and fishing, that's all
That's all.
outdoorsy
Is that-
stuff, it's
So I'm gonna,
more accurate than anybody else is
Yes.
gonna do for
that will
their.
be the, great, outdoor adventures, great, that'll be it.
Okay,
So we
so,
wrote that down so I remember. Great, very good, thank you for your ideas here, great.
fishing,
Fishing, hiking.
kayaking,
And kayaking, great, excellent.
and maybe there's a way, if we're gonna have the mountain effect, that we could start a little white stream way upstream
That's-
going down and then
Yes,
widen it as it comes down.
yes.
And the hikers could be on the top, and the
Yeah,
kayaking,
yeah,
the waterfalls could,
yeah.
you know, be falling.
Yeah,
Get it all done before Holly comes back or she'll fix it.
was that Harry?
That was
Yeah.
Harry,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, Harry.
Well, I was, our committee, and she's an artist too, maybe.
She's
maybe
doing
she
that.
could
Great, well,
help us embellish with the paint, I don't know.
She's doing 5 bells so far.
so,
She's doing 5 bells so
Oh,
far.
yeah, I know,
goodness, oh dear, well.
But we have, I'm sure.
I think it's great, so the idea is good, thank you, hey, I would say, coming up, yeah, good.
And you got the budget pages I put down.
Pardon me?
I laid the budget printouts.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
all right, next item, budget. Let's look at, here we are. Thank you, Jason, for putting it together. You can look at, just briefly,
It's familiar.
budget wise, we're in fine shape, excellent shape. You look at where we have, balance is 9,000, the checking balance is 13,000, so going into the year, we're in fine shape. If something that would come up between now and the end of the year, we have funds for it. Comments at all about the budget?
I hope we can maintain the budget through 2025 and get it done, you know, in line with the city budget
Mhm.
by the end of the year.
That's good. Are you guys working on the budget now? I have not, at this time, we're looking at.
Having Jason here has made it so much easier
Yes.
for us, at least for me.
I foresee that we'll have a carryover, I know this in discussion, so I'll be working on the budget, but at this point, we're in good shape. Our expenses are in line, actually, we're in line, we're not spending more, and we should have some carryover. And then I'll,
Got some money
maybe the
in
next,
the bank.
maybe the next meeting, I'll try to put together just a draft budget. Something that we have going in, I'll do that,
Okay,
so for the next meeting.
cool, thank you.
Good. New ideas, anything else? I know the year's coming to an end, anything else? Jack, anything else here, or there's a?
No, don't have anything else, Gordon.
Anything that is pressing that out there?
Nothing pressing to me, you know, we've got, you know, Doug, I think, is doing an awesome job on getting exposure for the golf course, and of course, the golfer demographic is you know, golf is fine, but it's the demographic that we're going after. And, I would hope, and this is the problem I've seen for years, is that we would be publicizing other things besides golf as well. And we are. I mean, we've got a fact sheet coming out. But there's, you know, Sky Valley just has so much to offer. I wish we could, you know, get across the idea that there's a lot, and different people find different things to do up here.
Yeah,
Market those other things.
yes, right.
They can get those other high-ranking officials that all of a sudden you started seeing resigning in the aftermath.
Anything else? Eric?
The FBI, they get taken to
If there's no other business, the next meeting, we're talking about Thursday, October the 31st. That's just, will be after Fall Festival.
Is that by any chance Halloween Eve?
Yeah. And no, yes. Do we have a lot of questions on that? I think we've set it up at this point. I'm glad we were able to get, thank you, we were able to get this meeting, you know, finished, because it's Fall Festival, we got a lot finished. So, looks like, October 31st is okay online. And the next item is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
So, well,
the supporters of
we're gonna have a representative from me on this committee. Starting, I guess, next year. I just feel like we need to get somebody else involved in the marketing, so, I don't know what Paul's decision will be, if he's gonna stay on. But, I just felt that we need to get somebody else involved, on that, and so I'm not sure exactly who it will be, but we did have some discussion about it.
Well, you have multiple tasks you're doing.
Yeah.
I know you're now in charge of what, the Sid River and
That, and also, the chapel.
the chapel.
Yeah.
I know you've got, you're overflowing. I would understand. We just need to have someone who's
But I've enjoyed doing this, I really have.
Are you here from the club or from POA?
You know,
I'm glad disaster relief can show up.
Are you're gonna stay through the sort of like end of the year?
yeah,
Yeah,
I need to find out from Grace who she was.
Yes.
Okay.
We want, especially the budget, because I know it's not in Grace.
And that's gonna be 5,000.
Thank you, because there is, and that really helps us, we got some carryovers, so I know if I have that commitment, great, there's always.
Well, there was discussion about it.
Yes,
I want you to know there was
Thank you.
discussion
Yes.
about it, but,
That will hear that. Jason, we're talking just a little bit preliminary about the budget, thank you for the information on the budget.
Yes, sir.
We have now a POA 5, and of course, I know city, we should. And then of course, with the club. Jack, I know maybe involved in the budget, we're looking at next year, we've got a commitment, what we're looking at, just preliminary, and I'm sure it won't be an issue with the club. We try to get that in terms of funding for the marketing.
Yeah, I have a draft of next year's budget, there's $5,000.
5,000.
Cool.
Do you have it?
Part for the city's commitment.
So city 5, great, and I know they have city, POA, and the club, and maybe the club will even, they're doing so well, they maybe even pump that up, but, great, thank you. And then with our carryover, we should be good shape next year, unless some extravagant program comes up.
Yeah.
Not over. I don't see it.
I continue to be amazed at the kind of stuff we're able to put out with a modest budget that we have.
Well, do a lot, yes, the city, and when you talk about what Doug does, people all right, you're talking,
Yeah,
they do a lot of things, it's just, volunteer, right? That's the wonderful thing about our community, and hands-on, we're doing the work as Bruce is doing. It's a hands-on,
yeah.
hands-on.
Well, like Jamie Darrow said one time, we need a program that's awesome and inexpensive. And I think that's what we've got.
And the great thing, wow, we have a great product here, don't we? Oh my God.
Yeah,
I mean,
this should be easier.
Yeah, this is good.
So now on the second, there's a motion to.
Yeah, okay, a motion, okay, we'll go back again on this, and we have a motion to adjourn the meeting, I hear you first, is there a second?
Yeah, second.
Okay, say all in aye.
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 Motion. Thank you for showing up, Bruce, and thank you, Jim, and, you know, for this, got a little shaky there, but it looks like we got it done great. And you have to handle, you're heading where?